Good morning, everybody. It is 8:17 a.m. Market's going to open in a quick 13 minutes. Got the Nasdaq futures contract up. Let's see what we got going on. Let's start with the daily. Very bearish candle coming in yesterday. We can see that right here. It's like inverted hammer thing. I don't like that color. So bearish sign. False breakout potentially. I don't know. We've been in this bearish down channel here in a larger overall bullish uptrend. However, this bearish candle coming in yesterday is a little bit concerning. I think yesterday's low is going to be pretty key here. Price is trying to hold these higher levels. We'll see what happens with it, but we'll mark out yesterday's low. Right here, so that it's on all of our charts. We'll see what happens if price approaches that. If it breaks through and we get some aggressive selling, then I think it's gonna open up back to the bottom of this channel, which is also this blue zone which we drew out yesterday. Bottom of the band on the daily, I think, would be its target, which is quite a ways away. So it'd be a nice little trade. We can see it here. It also kind of corresponds with the 20 SMA on the 4-hour. So yeah, I think that if we break, let's say we break 14,900, I think we would be looking at a downside move down into here. That being said, one thing that we can look at is actually a volume profile on this move up to see where we've got key levels of support. We can just use this nifty drawing tool and draw it here, and it'll show us a volume profile, and we can see this is just a mess. There's a big low volume node right here, a ledge, which is providing support. So yeah, I mean, this whole area right down here is massive support for it. So that's just a key level to know. Price may get pulled down into here and bounce. If it does, I think, this is going to be your target up here. Up around 15,175. I bet that's at. It's 15,165. So that'd be kind of where you'd be looking for price to go up to. If we start getting some bulls coming in, if you see that on lower time frame price action, we can just draw a counter trend line like that as well. Lower time frame. So yeah, we're kind of in this. You can see the channel here. Right, and then we're kind of in this pullback channel. Let's see what it wants to do. And again, big support down here. If we break this trend line, then this is probably going to be the target for it, just on price action. Let's move down to the hourly chart. Let's see if we see anything else on here. Here's that descending trend line, which we just drew on the 4-hour right there. Big level of resistance up here, so that's going to be a key level for it. There. Yeah, we're going to see what it wants to do around these two levels right here. Up here, and then down here. Price is just moving in between those. Then we break this, then we're looking at that bigger move down here. If we break this, then we'd be looking to move up. What we had yesterday, if we had that big. This was yesterday open over here, and I posted this over on the Discord. This bearish candle on the 1-hour, top of the channel, and we had identified kind of this as a key level of support. It broke and came down to the bottom of the channel. It didn't break quietly though. I mean, it wasn't like a clean break. We broke and then came back up. This was pretty choppy, and then we had a retest of the longer bearish channel, and then it finally fell. By the end of the day, it obviously closed pretty bearish as we saw on the hourly. So, I'm not quite sure. We've got two scenarios. One is that we break this level and we fall down. The other one's we break this level and we start to trend up. You could try to take a short up here. That would be a good risk reward. Your stop is like right here, and your take profit would be all the way down here. I don't know. We're just going to have to let the market open up and see. There's really not much for me to do right in here, though. I mean, really what you would want to do is, buy down here, sell up here, and then if we broke, you'd be looking to buy on a pullback up here. And if we broke, we'd be looking to short on a pullback here. I guess that would be the plan. Market's going to open in 8 minutes. We can look at cumulative delta. It's at negative 435. I mean, it's, flat. We're basically kind of flat on the day. I think, we're only 0.25% up. Only positive 400 delta, right around VWAP. Look at today's Thursday. We're kind of right in the middle of this volume node. Kind of just imbalance. It's kind of like trying to trade the middle of a range. It's not really the best idea to try to get in the middle of a range. And that's kind of where we're at. So I think we really just need to let the market open and move around. It may take a little while to find an opportunity, but I think where it's at right now is a pretty good spot to get chopped up. So probably going to need to let it move around and find that opportunity. So we'll let the market open and hopefully we can find a setup. Okay, guys, so I took a short at right here. I know I said not to trade this opening range, but I'm looking at all these wicks coming off the top and really clearly rejecting this level. We're at the top of the band on the 1 minute. I can see cumulative delta dropping down. I'm wondering if we're going to get a move to the downside here. Cumulative delta is popping up a little bit. You really want all these levels to hold and then, trap some bulls and then it cranks down. But let's see what happens. Risking a little too much. I probably should on this. About 14 points, trying to make about 20. I don't know. I might close out early if I start to see delta really starting to move up. But one thing I will note is as price, made this move up, delta, wait, where was it? Over here. As price was coming up, delta actually started to come down. I think it was right here. Yeah. As price tried to make that move up, delta actually started to come down. I was like, ooh, that looks like it's going to break the support and then maybe fall down somewhere around here, that 15,000 level. My eye is kind of going to the downside on it today. So, we'll see what happens. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. We'll just try to find something later, but waiting kind of for that VWAP to pop and then some liquidity down here to get grabbed. I've been watching too many ICT videos on YouTube. ICT is like blowing up everywhere. ICT, liquidity grabs, fair value things. I don't know. What is this stuff? Probably should have got in at right at the top of the. I should have put a sell order right at 31 or even here at 30. That would have been a good move. I'm just watching delta down there to see what's going on with it. I'm also looking at time and sales. I don't know, maybe close out a VWAP and just see, but let the trade play out. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a move here. See delta dropping. Some shorts, some stops got taken out there. I may move my stop right here and just get taken out for 135. You don't want to see it coming back in the range. I can totally see it wicking off this, coming back up to 30. I don't know. That's probably not the best trade, but you can see all this consolidation up here on the 1 minute, and you just see delta down here making lower highs. It's just a bearish sign. We may get that move down to 0.5 now, but yeah, here it goes. There it goes. There goes my take profit. Should have held it. Story of my life. All right, we're gonna let the market move around some more. Now I'm really gonna try to find a better opportunity. Okay, guys, so price has now come up to that first level of resistance that we drew out in pre-markets, come right up to and touched it. Kind of just watching price action now to see what it wants to do. We're obviously moving away from it a little bit. Looking to see what volume wants to do up here. It's not a lot of volume coming in. Watching cumulative delta, just kind of watching to see how it wants to react. If you're looking to go long, you could just draw a trend line like that and then buy it on the break. I bet a lot of people are going to do that. What I'm going to try to wait and do is see if we get a move down and then a move up. And then if this, whatever form support here breaks, then I know to go bearish. I know to go short on it. What I could do is start building a short position here in the anticipation of that, particularly because I see delta moving lower. We could come over here to a mini. A micro, I mean. and see if we can't start building a position. I do think it's going to come down off of this. Well, let's see. Okay, so it's made another attempt now to break that level. And we've got a clear level of support, which is right here. That's trying to push off of it. If this breaks, it's going to take out some sellers, or take out some buyers, I mean. Trigger a bunch of sell orders. We can see here supporting trend line. Let's see if we fails up here and then we move down. Watching market internals. I don't know, time and sales. Watching the price here. Now if we move up, we break higher, we start holding those prices. We're right at that trend line. You can see it. I think it's going to hit some exhaustion up here though. You really need to clear like 85. I'm over here on the 4 hour. See that we've got that level right here, 85. Now if we clear all that, then I think, yeah, we're going to get that, push up into here. 150. So you're like, oh man, I'm going to miss the move. But I think there is a significant move to the upside. It's just at that key. It's just at a key level right now. I just got to wait and see what it wants to do here. Moving higher. Getting a little volume node forming. I'm definitely not buying it here. That's for sure. It's way overextended. There will be a pullback. There's a nice little pullback here, but again, we're at that key level of resistance. I don't want to buy it. Delta's moving up. Things are turning bullish. This is kind of like what happened on gosh, what day was that? Tuesday? No, Monday. Similar situation. I think it was over here on Monday. So we may have to let this move around. Market's only been open for 23 minutes, so I need to keep that in mind. I need to be a little bit more patient here. I'm noticing that really good setups are happening between 9:15 and 10 a.m. my time. So I've got a little bit of time. Don't want to have too much. Don't want to have FOMO and chase price or get into something stupid and have to endure a bunch of drawdowns. So we're going to let it, we are once again going to see what it wants to do up here. Market internals are pushing down now. I don't know. I'm gonna let it move around for 5 more minutes or so and see if the picture becomes a little clearer. Okay, guys, so I'm starting to build a long position here. I actually took a long one contract down here on a mini. And I chickened out. I stopped out. I didn't stop out. I closed it out. I'm going to back that up. I stopped out. Sorry, I closed it out. And I decided to switch over here to MICROS. I'm going to try to build into a long position and try to hold this thing for a minute. Where do I think it's going today? Everything's looking bullish. Thinking we may get that move. 4 hour. Talked about that move up to 50 minutes. It's running into it's got some resistance right here too. I didn't see that. Let's see if we can get through that. If we can get through that, I think the upper band here, I think 74 would be a good spot. Try to get out. This is going to be a longer trade, so we take some minis and or some micros, I mean, and try to hold it. If we break, this support level here at 82, we'll probably be looking to move down to 62. I might be looking to get back in if I get stopped out, but I'd be looking to get back in around 63, something like that. We've got a bullish delta structure down here. And we're up through those levels that we had talked about over on the 4 hour. So we may just start grinding up. Yeah, I mean, my target up here on this is going to be somewhere around, the back end of this trend line plus the upper band on the 1 hour, something like that. So I'm going to hold it until it goes bearish. But yeah, let's see. Stop's got to be at 78. So that's, 20, 30 points. That's a lot to hold on a mini. I get mini and micro mixed up all the time. Mini, micro, mini. We're just going to take it on so we can endorse some drawdown. I could even use the 20 SMA on the daily as my stop, but I'll keep it there. All right, we're going to let this baby play out. Hopefully we can hold it for a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't whip down on us and stop us out. Let's see what happens. Okay, guys, I closed out there for a loss. I saw us breaking the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. See Delta moving down. I think we might be getting a pullback, maybe down into this area. I can always get back in, but just need to take my loss on it. We had a pretty good move there for a minute, and then it just failed. And I think it may be going into a deeper pullback at the moment. We'll see how this trend line wants to do. I may go in on one contract if we break this trend line, and my price target would be, we're going up now. Wants to do here? Get out. Yeah, shoot, should have held that first trade. No, live and learn. He's at the top of the band. There is my exit. Let me give it time to move. I do it here on the retest of that trend line. It's probably going to fall. Look at that bearish candle on the one. Take the loss. A little bit of a revenge trade there, wasn't it? Gosh, I can see it opening up though to 38. Man, I really want to get in on this thing. Yeah, getting back in. Getting back in. Let's go, baby. 30, 36. Push, baby, push. Come on, little buddy. You can do it. You can do it. Look at Delta moving up. Come on, buddy. Staring at my P&L, which is not good. Tighten up our stop. Come on, buddy. Wait. All right, I'll take that. Opening up more now. Well, I will say the first trade we should have just held, although this looked bearish, right? I mean, it's hard to argue with that. Oh, my sunglasses are still on. Get those sunglasses off. Well, no fireworks, 185. I don't know, maybe we're going to see another setup, but it's looking like it's just going to kind of do these pullbacks. You know, you can see the top of the band here on both 1 minute and the 5 minute, how it's using that as rejection level. You know, this was actually a good trade, particularly getting in at the backside of this trend line and taking it up to the top of the band. I got out a few points early, but that's okay. It may be doing just like, you know, the move up, pushing down, and we may come down into this area still. I don't know. What time is it? 9:24. I'll come back at 9:30 and see what it looks like. But yeah, this is a little bit of revenge trading. I got to recognize that. Like, oh shit, I closed out of this position. I should have stayed in it. I'm going to go back in on one full contract. That's how you can really do some damage. So you got to be aware of that. I got to be aware of that. And I need to step away for a second, and we'll come back and take a look. Okay, guys, so I went long again, one contract. I'm watching the band on the 5 minute opening up to 61. That might be my target. That's a pretty nice risk reward. Risking 9 to make 30, 28, 30. So let's see how this bad boy plays out. Sometimes you can just take these trades. It's going to be really interesting to see what it wants to do right up here at top of the band on the 1 minute. It may hit and come down. I'm really going to be watching Delta time and sales to see if we got any sellers coming in. I got my finger on the trigger to close out. But I might let it play out. Sometimes it's better just to let it play out, but I can also see there might be some exhaustion here. I don't know. What's it going to do? It's looking bullish. Nice bullish 1 minute. See if you can get over these highs at 45. Again, I'm using the top of the band here on the 5 minute as my target price, so I'm not just getting in here willy-nilly. Shoot. Close out. That's going to get a pullback. Trading my P&L for sure at this point, which is not a good sign. I mean, I can see that 5 minute opened up. I mean, we're coming up there. The question is, what price are you going to get in at to get there? And definitely trading that P&L. I can feel it. Which means might want to drop down to micros. Build in. Let's drop down to micros, build in. And we said we're going to come up to what? 62, so up around 60. I can take a small loss here. And you feel a little more comfortable. Even if it's a loss, you feel a little more. We can do this. So I got back in at 37. My exit was at 36, so I lost about a point. That's okay. Now I feel a little more comfortable letting this baby play out. Risk in, was that 16 to make 22? Me. All right, guys, we're going to let this bad boy play out. Okay, guys, so we took off profit there. I saw this bearish 1 minute candle. We came up, where was my original take profit? Like 68. We came within 4 points of it. So I think getting that pushback, might as well just take the profit. It may find some support at 50 and then make another move up. I think it's, again, I think that your target on this, if you're a better trader than me, which a lot of you are, it's the top of the band here on the 5 minute. Now we're pushing up to 200. This might be another place to get in on it. You're not going to give up on it too soon because it's just looking so bullish, so bullish. Getting back in. Out. The target. 8 now, 85. Again, we're just using the upper band here as our target. Very bullish 5 minute candle. Stop is all the way down at 19. That is a dangerous stop. You really want to be trading micros on something like this because you may have to scale on. It may come down to 40. It may give you a two-legged pullback on this. One of the reasons I got out originally. But, you get a little pullback over here like on the 500 volume, break of that structure, and then you get that move up. Again, your target's up here, scaling again at 42. So start the whole thing over again. Sorry, I keep putting my hand in front of my mouth here. I'm kind of giving my quizzical eye on this, but this is just a 5 minute band opening trend here, using the upper band there on the 5 minute as our target. I don't know. We're gonna have to let it play out again. Should have just held the original trade I was in, shouldn't I, guys? Live and learn. All right. Once again, we're gonna let this play out. Hopefully, I will let it play out to take profit. But you know what? When I come back and I look at it and I'm like, oh, I'm green. I'm up 20, 30 points. Take it. But there's a bigger fish out here I'm trying to catch. You can see it right here, up to 88. See if we get that move. Here we go. Okay, guys, so I closed out there at 83. I don't know. I didn't like how the bands are pinching in. I also have to leave in about 20 minutes to go do something. So I don't want to leave the trade unattended. And I thought, just get out of here at the pop of this high. And I can see the Bollinger Bands here pinching in on the 1 minute. We may get that rotation down. A quick rotation down. It may come back up to that 200. I think it will. But just take my profit there rather than endure some drawdown or even go red and then have to wait for it to come back up. It may come down to 55. Who knows what it's going to do right here, but that was a good trade. That was a good trade for me. But to be fair, the first trade that I got in, where my target was at 74, way down here, I got in at 107 with my original target up at 74. That was the better trade, right? Just holding that thing all the way up, and we can see that we're in the buy zone on the Bollingers on the 1 minute. Eventually, it's going to hit some resistance and want to come down for a minute. It's going to reach exhaustion and want to give a pullback, maybe back down to the other side of the band at 52. And I will not be around for it because I've got to be somewhere. Got to be somewhere today. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching the vid. If you got any value out of this, you found it somewhat interesting, you're able to incorporate some of this into your own trading, or if you're just interested in futures trading in general, because I know a lot of people are doing these prop firm challenges. This is how I trade futures contracts. It's not the only way to trade them, but it's how I do it. And it's just a system that I've learned over the years through a lot of trial and error. And I find it works for me. So hopefully you can find something that works for you. And if you got any value out of this, again, I would really, really appreciate a like and a subscribe. The YouTube, it gives me something to do in the afternoons instead of watching the charts. I get to edit videos, upload stuff to YouTube, go on to Discord. There's a link below and for Discord. Interact with some folks and it keeps me from getting into trouble with the charts, because I think a lot of traders know lots of times you come back to the charts in the afternoon because you're bored and you want to work, and you end up getting into things you shouldn't be involved with, and that's always kind of a nasty situation. Magic hour for me is like 8:45 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Central Time. That's usually where I'm finding my best setups. So, all right, guys, that's my rant there at the end. You guys take care. This thing is definitely coming down now. You guys take care, and I will hopefully see you back here on the channel soon. Thanks. Bye.